Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So first and foremost, please be sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. You can easily fix that by just clicking the subscribe button below. It'll be greatly appreciated. Alright, so now for the video. If I had to tell you that today, the cream of the crop of the youth, meaning the youth that are able to go to universities and be the future of this country, if I had to tell you that today, they cause damage at one university to the value of between 250 to 500 million rand. Would you be surprised? No. I'm pretty sure that the overwhelming majority of people responded no. They would not be surprised because this is what has become the norm in South Africa. When students aren't happy, they destroy and they break and they burn until they get their way. This is the way that the youth in South Africa thinks that this is how you resolve conflict. This is how you resolve issues. Just by merely breaking the law, burning things, destroying things. And these individuals are supposed to be the best that South Africa has to offer. Because at the University of Fort Hare, today the 9th of October, they caused between 250 million to 500 million rands worth of damage. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Not because somebody was brutally murdered, not because somebody was gang raped. No. The reason that they torched 500 million rands worth of property at the University of Fort Hare was because they have grievances as the Student Representative Council, the SRC, and that they can't have the elections and that they are unhappy with the Vice Chancellor. So, not arranging meetings, not having a sit down, not writing a couple of letters saying that you would like for a meeting to take place. No, the solution is to burn things. And if you want to know how they burn things, let's have a look at this. Yeah, that's right. I mean, there are many videos. These are just some of the videos. You can see what destruction is taking place, I don't need to show you other videos. The value is between 250 to 500 million rand. Now, the first thing that pops into your mind is, how the hell is this possible? Because tertiary students should be the cream of the crop. They should be the ones that are rational. They are the ones that should be able to reason and not throw a hissy fit by trying to burn down buildings. Well, not try. In this case, they successfully caused a serious amount of damage to the university. And if you want to get in more into detail as exactly to what happened, then let's have a look at this. Prominent South African university shuts down. That's right, they actually forced it to close. The University of Fort Hare has announced the immediate suspension of all operations across its campuses following a wave of violent protests and arson attacks at its Alice campus in the Eastern Cape. The decision, communicated in an official statement on October 8, 2025, comes after multiple buildings, including lecture halls, a library and administrative center, were set alight, causing damages estimated between 250 to 500 million rand. So, lecture halls. What does lecture halls have to do? What does it have to do with your being upset with the management at the university? A library, administrative center. Like, what did these buildings do to you? What did it do to you? And you just literally cut off your nose to spite off your face. Because this is where you are supposed to be educated, and now you've burnt it to the ground. But anyway, 2 students from the university are in hospital after sustaining injuries and clashes with the police following the torching of an administrative building. The unrest was reportedly sparked by disputes over Student Representative Council (SRC) elections and demands for the removal of Vice Chancellor Professor Sakela Bulungu. I'm not going to read further than that because I've already seen what I wanted to see here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of South Africa. This is the brightest stars that we have to offer. If you don't get your way, you just burn shit to the ground. This is the cream of the crop of South Africa. Now, I know Not every single student is like this. I understand. But the fact that we do have students like this should scare the living shit out of you. These are individuals that should be able to reason. These are the individuals that should be able to consider peaceful resolutions to conflict. But no, instead, they literally burn down their own university. And they do that not because of a murder, not because of a rape. No, because they can't have their SRC elections or they don't agree with the management of the university. At what point are we going to put an end to these university conflicts that happen every single year? Fees must fall, roads must fall, unhappy about the fees, unhappy about them not getting the money that they're supposed to get for university. All of these things always lead to buildings being burned down, people dying, people going to hospitals because they were injured to such an extent that they have to go to the hospital or they could lose their lives. How is this normal for university students? Do you want to know what the biggest problem at universities are? The fact that political parties can set up student representative councils. That is the biggest problem. If you want to fix this shit overnight, remove politics out of university. In the sense that the EFF, MK, the DA, and whoever else can't have political representation at universities. If you really think about this, when did all this violence start at universities? It started when we started allowing political parties to go and radicalize students. That's when all of this shit happened. Because they literally caused this much damage because political parties couldn't have an SRC election. This is the massive issue. This is what caused them to cause so much damage. At what point are we going to say enough is enough? Why also should there be politics at university? Aren't you there to study to become a doctor, a nurse, an electrician, an engineer, an architect, a psychologist, a social worker? Isn't this what university is for? Why is politics needed at university level? Because the only thing it does is it radicalizes students. It really does. And it creates this conflict at university where, you have to have the EFF or SASCO or DARSO. At what point are we going to realize that these student governing bodies don't really do anybody any favor? It's also just a popularity contest because these different political parties, student organizations hunt for the most popular kids and they don't actually believe in the ideology. They just go, okay, well, I can be the SRC president and therefore I'll take this on. It is so absurd, and the easiest way to fix all of this shit is just to ban SRCs completely, especially if they are political, and if there are political parties behind them. At what point are we going to go, enough is enough? How much more damage needs to happen? We had fees must fall. We had roads must fall. We have all these must falls. Every single year something like this happens, and yet we just allow it to continue time after time. Universities need to get back to what it was good at. Educating kids to become something in society. Now it has become a place where, you can get a degree in the most outrageous shit. And you can get a master's degree. You can get a doctorate. You can become a professor on gender studies. It is just absurd what has happened to society, specifically the youth of this country, where they feel that something like that can be acceptable in society. And like I said, this is the cream of the crop. These are the best youth when it comes to being able to add to society. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody with a matric can do a lot better than somebody clearly that is an honest student or finishing their degree. Clearly. Hopefully, the rest of society's youth isn't as violent as the students that are supposed to be the future of South Africa. So, I just want to let you understand that I believe the problem is these SRC bodies. These politically motivated SRCs that are funded and promoted by the various different political parties. Ultimately, what I would like to see is every single student that participated in this behind bars. They are not an asset to society, they are a liability to society. And if you can't resolve your disputes peacefully and you want to resort to violence, then you need to be in prison for the rest of your life. It truly is as simple as that. So I really do hope that every single student that had a hand in this, in causing damage and putting those people in hospitals, that they have their day in court and that they are put behind bars for the rest of their lives. They are not going to be an asset to society. They're going to be a leech off of society, and we don't need that. Let's set an example, and the first thing that we can do is to ban SRCs at universities. They have not contributed anything other than being a popularity contest and causing students so much harm. Because how many students that are law-abiding citizens will not be able to go and further their year and might not even be able to graduate because of a handful of self-obsessed students that think that they are better than everybody else? No, enough is enough. Set an example. Ban the SRCs, and every single person, let them have their day in court and put them behind bars if they are found guilty for the rest of their lives. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And if you enjoy my content and you enjoy this channel, please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's all I got to say. Till later. Cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.